How are we doing, guys? Welcome back. So today we're going to look at the Titan 440i, and it needs repacking because it did this.
I think we see the problem.
So I'll show you how to break it down, what I'm going to do, some zoomed in close-ups, so if you need to do it, it's going to be a bit clearer on what you're going to have to do and what parts you're going to need to change. So let's have a look. I'm just going to take the suction pipe off, and then I'm going to take the waste pipe off, and we'll come back when that's done. Right, so that's the suction and the return off. In this area we've got the ball, so in there we've got the ball, and we'll get to that bit later on. We'll just put that to one side for a minute. I mean, it's real bad in there, we'll show you later when it comes to cleaning. And then we're going to take the badge off, a couple of screws. So I just put the screws in the top and then just put that to one side, flip it up on its back. You're going to need a 3/8 Allen key, and we're going to take 1, 2, take those two off. Now this can be quite firm. If this hasn't been cleaned too well, or if it's not been done for a long time, getting the block off can be like really stuck. What I sometimes do is just give it a tonk on the side, because there's two little metal lugs in there that go in even though the bolts have come out, so that's what's stopping it from moving. So we just need to drop it down about 1/4 of an inch, and then that will also allow the piston to slide out, because as you can see the piston's got a little notch that it slots in, so once the block's been dropped down we'll be able to slide that out. I'm just going to give it a tap there and a tap there. So there, you see the little metal bits. We need to be careful now because the transducer's in that part and we don't want to damage that. So now we've got it slightly loose, I can then start to prise it off. So all I've done is just wedged it down so it drops the piston down. I've got the block lowered now, as you can see, and I'm going to be able to slide it this way. Transducer's there. Carefully let it go. Transducer comes out. Disconnect it from what looks like an old school phone line. So I'm going to get my adjustable pliers, get it on the packing nut. That's got some damage. You can pick it up in this light. Look how worn that is. I mean, it's really been cut. So that's not good. That'll mean it's not sealing properly. That will be coming out. I give the piston a tap. So out comes the piston. That is really battered, in fact. I mean, it's probably not as bad as what some of you guys have seen, but quite a few scratches on there. So I've gone and bought the genuine Titan packing kit. I had a feeling that this was going to be past its best day, so I actually bought a new piston. Bought a new one, and it's already got everything installed in there. So we can put the old one to one side, just keep that close by. So we're not going to need those parts that are in the packing kit, as I say, because it's already installed in the piston. And the bonus we get in the genuine Titan parts is that they come in a greased packet, so they're already pre-greased. I'm pretty sure that the aftermarket ones are not greased, so if you were getting the aftermarket ones you'd have to do that process yourself. And we'll get some instructions. Again, if you just have a look at your instructions, which is quite good because not all of them come with instructions, so it's quite good that they've done it and done a blown up image of you know, the parts that are going in and coming out. Have a look in there. Flipping heck, I've just seen that. But look at this in the top packings. If it'll pick it up. Look at that score. Looking down the looking down it, look at that. not what it's meant to look like. Yeah, if you've not got too many tools, you can always try using the spanner for leverage. There. So if we look at the way it's come out, the lip is facing down. Because I'm not using my old piston anymore, I'm going to slide that in the top and just give it a good old tonk on top, and that should push it out. So there we go. Piston, and there's the pack-ins. So they're facing up, and the top ones were facing down. So we're just going to give a bit of a clean to the block before we install any new parts. So I've got an Old Faithful acetone to just quickly clean it all. I mean, usually the packing and the dismantling and the repacking doesn't take that long. It's just the cleaning in between that takes the longest time to do. Right, so that's pretty clean. So I'm just going to take the transducer off. I've got a 19 spanner. So there's the new one that I'm going to pop in. A little hook tool. There we go. A little clean. Just leave that off for now, just so I don't damage it. So with the lower pack-ins, you've got 2 little packets. Instructions do say to use scissors, but I like to live on the edge. Looby. Again, so that lip, that's the lip, that's the flat end. If we look how it came out, the lip faces upwards, the flat end's on the bottom. So the flat end, if you turn the pump upside down, flat end should be facing you. And in fact, on the back of the instructions, it shows you that as well. So the lip faces up on the bottom ones, and the lip faces down on the top. Oh, you nail off. Getting these bottom packings in a bit flipping sweary. So even though there's grease on there, because every time you get it in at slightly wrong angle, that rubber washer just pops out like a little slip disc. Get it in, push down, equal pressure either side. Flip a duck. Right, that's in. Shit the bed. Right, so we're in now. I'm going to take our packet with a dome bit in. Get in. So yeah, like we said before, the lip is going to go down, so it goes that way. Slide the top ones in, inside the packing nut. You get a little one of them. So again, replace it with your new one. So now what I'm going to do is put my packing nut on top. Give that a good tighten. Tighten. Again, these are real good to have, adjustable, slide up and down. I'll put a link for them as well in the description. Right, so that's tight. So we've popped the piston in from below. So then all I've done is I've tapped my piston up through the bottom. We're just going to take the ball area to bits now. So everything should come out of the thread end and go in the thread end. So this is going to be so welded up. Be careful, but because I've got a new ball, I'm going to use my Allen key that I used to take that off, slot it in there and tap it with the hammer, and there it's going to knock the cage out. I mean, look how much dirt, and if it's not had fluid in the line or fluid in the system, it's just going to have dried up and it's like it's just welded itself together. So it does need some persuading. So yeah, there we go. You just got to be careful if you're going to smack it that you don't end up putting it through the cage. So So again, just going to give this a clean. It's just going to take a little while. Then I'm using the back of the piston to knock the last part through. So that's the foot valve seat. Give that a clean. Just use my little hook to get the O-ring out that's in there. Need the 90-degree one. There it is. So just give that a quick clean around there. And then we'll put the new one in. Right, so that's a lot cleaner. So what we're going to do is threads facing up, foot seat in next. Then our nice shiny new ball. The other lower seal is there. It was just welded around it. So that's that. Cage, put the cage in, and that one on top. Brushing goes back on top, and that's it. So that's that done. Flip her up, the ball in. Oh, sugar. Put our transducer back in, and fingers crossed it works. Well, look there, I've got my transducer connector, which I'll just connect up before anything else. Pop that in. Make sure everything's in the holes. Piston forward. Let's try and get it in. Make sure that the holes are lined up when you start to fasten it up. I'm going to flip it upside down, line it up, and just tap it in. That's it. And we'll find out I've missed a key component. Put the bolts back in. There we go, that's worked a treat. Let's get my adjustables and just tighten up. Prime valve on. Right, so let's see if we've got it going. Right, I've just gone and hooked up a hose, gun, got everything fixed back together. I've just gone and got some water, so we're just going to see if it fires up in prime. So I need it down for prime, on, and the waste one. Winner. See if it fires in spray. So it's holding pressure. We're working, we are good to go. So winner, we're up and working, we're firing, we've got no leaks. It's working in prime, it's pumping in spray, it's holding pressure. Packings, I've sorted it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to run some pump armour in there, some Q-Tector, run it through prime, and then that one can just go to one side until it's ready to be used. So yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. Hit the like, hit subscribe. All those things really help the channel grow, and I'll see you in the next one.
How you afraid to drop a dime when you already dropped a dime? Got a wife at home, but you steady on my line. Talking about shorty, you remember when I grind slow? Did I really blow your mind though? Nah, you got me confused with your other booze. I've been peep game, so I never gave a cookie up. And that's why I got your wife on the line.